We have a little bit of an issue on the bulldozer. And on the other side, it doesn't look like that. There's a lot more clearance on that. We're gonna put our thinking caps on and try to figure out how we can get this resolved. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a lot of land clearing out here. We're going to start with tree pulling over here behind this tree. We've been doing it for a couple days here, and we've had a couple brush piles here too. Got the bulldozer finally delivered over here, and we've been working with that as well. I'm going to hop in the skid steer. Reagan's going to be in the bulldozer, and we're going to get started here. Over here is one of the brush piles. This is where a majority of all that got pulled up from. This originally had a clear, thick line of trees here, but all that's from there. Pretty big brush pile. We've been using that CL Fab tree puller on that skid steer out there, and then we've been also pushing up some trees that we had down in this field to brush piles further over there, but pulled all the way up here. The goal is to have these two oak trees right here where they're perfectly exposed and you can see them. I mean, there's some beautiful big oak trees, and we've just kind of had a bunch of trash that's under it. So we're going to try to pull all that up and have it where it's looking nice and pretty. We're still going. I've gotten quite a bit of progress done. We're almost underneath the canopy of the oak tree now. Reagan's going over here with the bulldozer. They've been clearing out the edges, and I've been coming in here in the inside. Look at this thing that I just pulled up. You gotta come in there and you gotta do a little bit of work on the roots with the deal. You pinch it together and then you kind of dig at it. And so that helps you get underneath the root system and breaks it up a little bit, and then you tweeze it and then pull it. And I mean, we haven't been working that long, and I feel like we've been getting a lot done here. So Reagan's pushing all this stuff up that they've been working on over here, but I'm working here in the canopy in here. Well, we're headed to lunch. We've gotten quite a bit done, so here's a little progress update for us here. So this is what we have now. We were able to make pretty good progress with that strategy there, and looks like we are going to be able to have this portion of it wrapped up today. We have a little bit of an issue on the bulldozer. And on the other side, it doesn't look like that. There's a lot more clearance on that. We're going to put our thinking caps on and try to figure out how we can get this resolved. Yeah, we'll spray this with WD-40, grease it, and then we need to look under that switch thing here. I didn't think I was ever going to get it to work. You know how I mentioned in my hay stacking video that we were going through a drought? It has just completely changed. I mean, we have had more rain. Like, I feel like this is what it's been like over the past 3 or 4 years, where it's like we'll get 2 or 3 weeks where it's just this. I mean, and it'll be that every 2 days. Maybe there won't be a correction to the hay market. I know some people hate to hear that, some people don't. Depends on what side of the aisle you're on. Well, we're back out here. We've gotten underneath the oak trees behind us done, and now we're gonna get started on all this right here. All of this stuff that's here in front of us, a lot of this little stuff will go. There's probably some bigger trees in here that we can't see yet that we'll get to, and then we'll have to clear around those to kind of do the same thing that we did with the oak trees. I'm in the skid steer. I'm out here alone right now getting started on all this, but Reagan and Dad should come out here in a bit, and they have to do a little bit of work on the bulldozer with the issue that we were fixing earlier. I kind of talked about it whenever we were building that root rake. We think that the tracks needed to be tightened up a little bit, but they were kind of borderline, like they really shouldn't be tightened up yet, but they're about to need to be tightened up. Ran it for a little bit, and now they do need to be tightened up. So they're gonna come out here, tighten those tracks up, and I'm gonna keep going on the skid steer until they get here, and then whenever they get here, I'll probably shut down for a bit and help them out and kind of see how that all goes. The cavalry has arrived. So they got the bulldozer working, and by working I mean they just tightened up the tracks on it. It slipped earlier, as y'all saw, but this is all the progress that I've gotten done. Reagan's come up in here and cleaned up some of the vines that we've had. Some of the stuff that I wasn't able to get to with that root rake, give a little bit more width. So here's the progress update. So all of this was trees, kind of looked like something like that, something kind of like this, but we've gone through. I picked up a lot of it with the tree puller, and then Reagan came through and grabbed a lot of the vines on the floor. We have probably about 5 to 10 acres that are kind of like this, so this is going to be a majority of the project, is going to be trying to figure out how we go about this. There's lots of vines on these things, and they kind of look like this right here. And so that's all on these trees up here. I mean, it is just on all of them. We're back out here, and this is our progress we've had. This is the last spot that y'all saw me at. I came in here and cleared quite a bit more. Reagan brought the root rake through, cleared a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff here is already loose. Plan is to either have me get in the skid steer and pull it up and stack it, or have Reagan do it with the root rake. Right now, he's gonna be trying to move that brush pile over there. He's gonna be trying to move that brush pile where it's not under these oak trees right here. So that way, whenever it does burn, we're not burning those trees down. That is a very big brush pile, so he'll be working on that probably for the rest of the time we're here. We won't be here very long. One thing I wanted to mention too, so like I said, we've been using this CL Fab Dominator tree puller, and for some reason whenever we got it, this hose was running over here on this right side. All our connectors are right here, so that hose would run in, around, and then it would pinch in here whenever you would tilt it back. And so there was some wear on it, but we got a longer spring and a longer bolt, put it into here where there's a hole already drilled in, and then we just put it there, put some outback wrap on it here, outback wrap on it here, and then ran it through the little deal right here. And ever since then we haven't had any issues with it. So if you're getting a CL Fab Dominator, and you run it on a CAT skid steer and you have those hookups on the left side of the machine or the right side of the machine, whatever way you're looking at it, that is something that you want to think about. Well, we've gotten quite a bit more cleared back here in this corner now. This right here is the tree line that we're trying to keep, and I've been kind of working kind of straight down it to kind of draw a line, because everything in this direction will likely be cleared. These trees right here are a little bit too big for me right now, so I kind of don't want to mess with them. Plus you have all these like brushy stuff around it that probably would be better for the bulldozer to get in and get after it. So a lot of work to be done still, but we put quite a bit of a dent in it. It's kind of hard to believe, like where I'm standing right now was, I mean, just like you wouldn't even be able to walk right here, you know, and it's just dirt now. So really excited to see how all this turns out, and it'll be a lot of fun to put our finishing touches on it and really get it really the way we want it to be. So thank you all for watching the video. You can watch any of our previous videos that we've made, the demo or the hay stacking or the putting in the culvert on the pond dam there. So any one of those videos, go check them out. Thank you all for all the support on these videos. It means a lot to us, and I'll see you on the next one.